Hello everyone, welcome to the first NIST Alumni Entrepreneurship Series. This is the first session of many entrepreneurship series that we will be doing where we invite distinguished alumni to come and speak about their journeys into the entrepreneurship world and the ups and downs of starting their businesses and growing them organically into something great. We have two very distinguished alumni here to speak about their journey. First being Ananya Hemvichitapan, or better known as AIM, from the class of 2008. Ananya is a functional nutritionist and founder of Wellness Club Thailand, bespoke root cause nutrition and lifestyle transformation service. Ananya graduated with her undergraduate degree with Yale University and went on to earn her MBA at INSEAD and later pursued advanced studies in functional nutritional therapy, gut health restoration, hormonal health, and complex conditions such as autoimmune and toxin-related imbalances. Her mission is to help people at all ages create better health and lasting vitality through a root cause-centric, personalized, and holistic approach. The next distinguished alumni we have is Dr. Vikram Bhatia from the class of 2006. Dr. Vikram Bhatia is a dentist and entrepreneur with a passion for creating confident smiles. After completing his bachelor's degree in dentistry, he went on to earn a master's degree in implantology. In 2021, he launched Smilebox Implant and Cosmetic Center with a mission of combining advanced technology, international standards, and compassionate care to deliver world-class dental treatments. Just 2 years later, in 2023, he expanded to a new flagship branch on Sukhumvit Road, establishing Smilebox as a key player in Bangkok's international dental clinic scene. I think from a dentist to an entrepreneur, this will be a really great story.
All right, so thank you, NIST, for having us for this NIST Alumni Entrepreneurship Series, number 1 of this year. And very happy to have you here, AIM. So I think without further ado, we'll get started by sort of you asking me questions. I'll ask you questions. I think if there's anything while we're doing this, if you have any questions that you want to know besides what we have prepared, I'm more than happy to answer. And I think I'll have some other questions that I would want to ask you as well as we go.
That's great. Because I think I was really excited because we're both in the health and wellness space. And you're also my senior. So yeah, really excited to talk to you about this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So today for everyone who's watching, we're both, as you get to know a bit more about what we do, I think it's quite a coincidence that what you mentioned is we're both in the wellness field. And I think everyone is talking about health and wellness today because that's the big upcoming trend, of course. So AIM, could you just quickly introduce yourself? Which year you went to, what you're currently doing, so that we can, are you supposed to be asking me questions? I think? Okay.
It's okay. So I'll just quickly introduce myself. I'm AIM, Ananya Hemvichitapan. I was the class of 2008. Did the IB here, and then I went to do my undergrads at Yale University, and then I did my MBA at INSEAD. And then I was in kind of like this corporate, fast-paced jobs that really took a toll on my health. I'll talk about this later, but I really transformed my health through functional nutrition and root cause-centric healing. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
What about you?
So I'm Vikram Bhatia. I went to class, I was class of 2006. Did my IB here, did my bachelor's program in dentistry here in Thailand. Did a bit of work, sort of freelancing as dentist. We'll talk about this more. Yeah. Then during COVID time, dentists actually went out. We couldn't work. Everything was on shutdown. That's when we decided we had to do something on our own. We started our own, did a bit of marketing online. We were literally at home just doing contents.
Yeah.
That's when the clinic came about. We have 2 practices running right now. And currently also doing my master's degree.
Oh, wow.
So quite a nice balance. We'll talk about that for sure today.
Okay. So I'll start off in asking you a few questions.
Of course.
So first, it would be really interesting to kind of walk us through what really inspired you to become a dentist, and then the turning point where you want to take it a step further, where you want to become an entrepreneur.
Okay. So it all started off just since I was very young. I was born and brought up in a background where my dad is a doctor. So
Okay.
he's not a dentist as per se, but he works in the medical field.
Yeah.
So ever since we were kids, we would be taken to the hospital. We grew up with the nurses. We would be shown around here and there. So because of that, I think that played a very, very big role in sort of being the foundation of loving seeing what he did
Yeah.
and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And, he had a private practice that he did in the evenings, and we would be there helping out with, like arranging the medication. I mean, it's of course, I didn't interfere with his treatment, but we saw it pretty much every day, all day.
Yeah.
That was definitely one thing. Second, I was very into science and art.
Oh, okay.
So not a lot of people know this. I actually wanted to pursue to become an architect.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
but
a big
I know,
difference.
and it went because I really liked art when I was in school, but then also science. So I did not like physics. I was more into biology, a bit of chemistry, and somehow I think dentistry is a very nice mix of both. So you have science, the fundamentals of things, and then you have art, which is the aesthetic part, doing things in very detailed. So it's a very nice balance of both. And I'm very grateful that I went into this line and not the medical field, because it's very, very different.
Oh, that's really interesting. I think I resonate a lot of this too, because when I did the IB, I was also really into biology,
Okay.
Took higher
That's
bio
very
and
nice.
chemistry
Yes,
as well.
yes.
Yeah.
So I was not into like back in the day, like when I was we did IB, a lot of my friends were into, the business side of things, just maybe because of family background. I was very into like the science part. So that's why that played a very big role. Then I think after I graduated from school, I actually applied. I was I kind of knew before I even took my final IB exams that I'll be joining this program, because I got accepted before completing the IB program here.
Okay.
And with the Thai, because it was a Thai sort of program, the timing was very different. So the last IB exam was like 27 June, I think, or July. Yeah, June. And then the next 7 days after, I started university. So there was no break.
Wow.
There was nothing. Started right away. Worked for a few years after I graduated, and only started our business in 2021.
Okay.
So
Wow,
that was
okay.
a long time of work. Worked for quite a bit, and then I
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, I'm sure you accumulate a lot of wisdom and experience. Yeah. So I've heard that you have two businesses, Smilebox and also an English school.
Yes.
Can you walk us through a little bit, like what are the businesses, what do you do, and who are your audience?
Okay, so our first business the first business that I do is Smilebox Implant and Cosmetic Center. That's what basically it's a dental clinic. We have two different branches, one Riverside, so on the Thonburi side of Bangkok, and we have one on Sukhumvit Road. And the first, I think we are catering to pretty much everyone from anyone, as soon as you start to have teeth, 6 months, all the way until you have lost all your teeth, all your teeth when you're like 70 or 80. So we are dealing with pretty much everyone in that age range, kids, parents, adults, your parents, your grandparents. So we're dealing with everyone. That's what we do. So our treatment ranges from something as simple as a checkup,
Yeah.
For kids, fluoride, even for adults, your regular checkups, all the way until we do, dental implants, big treatments where you're getting full mouth implants done under general anesthesia. So we're doing it in the hospital. So we do pretty much everything with the clinic. I also run an English school. I do this with my wife.
Very interesting. Yeah.
So I'm helping doing that as well. And we are teaching, mainly our audience is working adults. So we don't teach kids, only working adults who need to use English for their work. And we also do IELTS preparation. So those are the two big things we do with the school.
Okay. Wow, that's great. And maybe, what I think would be really helpful is, since our audience are both alumni and maybe students, aspiring entrepreneurs, can you share a little bit on how you got your first clients in the beginning of your entrepreneur journey?
So as I mentioned, we opened the thing when COVID hit. We were forced by the law to not work. So I was literally sitting home, not doing anything. And my brother is also a dentist. So both of us were literally sitting at home and we couldn't work. And I think it was a very, very good, I think one of the best things that happened, because it allowed us to really sit and think about what we wanted to do without having the urgency of, okay, we have this meeting today, we have to go meet that patient today, or I have work. And we couldn't be like, you didn't really have time to sit and think about what we wanted. But because of COVID, we were able to really like sit and think and, wonder and go through, day in, day out about what we wanted to do. We actually started off by doing oral care products. So we started doing, and back during COVID, I think social media started to become a very, 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 very big thing, especially TikTok. So that's when we started doing content online. Literally put on our white scrubs, sat on the couch, started talking about teeth. That's all we did. And from there, we started to have a bit of traction. People started to view our videos. My brother started first. I started a bit later. And we started selling oral care products online. That's how it all started. And that's where the name Smilebox came from. So it was like all the products that we had was in a box. That's why we called it Smilebox. And it's a subscription-based business where your oral care products are sent to you every 3 months.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
So part of oral care is you have to be changing your brush every 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
And we see the problem that people don't. You either forget or you really don't care about, you look over these things. So we wanted to fix this by having it shipped to you, to your doorstep every 3 months. So that's the business model that we have. Right now, it's currently under the clinic sort of umbrella. So the same name. And we also sell products under the clinic as well.
Okay.
So we started with that. We started to have our first orders. We wanted to change people's mindset or attitude towards dentists. Everyone says the same thing. I hate dentists. I don't like going to the doctor, right?
Me neither.
No one. So I get it all the time. Everyone meets me the first time. They say, I hate dentists. And I'm like, okay, nice to meet you too. No one likes going to the dentist. But so we thought, okay, why is this so? And I think it's because people, of the small little experiences that add on, that ultimately you start saying, okay, I don't like going to the dentist. 1, it's painful. 2, it's expensive. 3, you don't know what's going on. You're kind of like, okay, what is happening? And I don't know what's happening next. And the surprise in terms of, okay, you have to pay this much more. So because of all of these things, we thought, okay, you know what? We want to change this. We don't want to just be that same dentist saying, okay, this is how much you have to pay today and that's it. But how can we actually get someone to understand, to be okay, and ultimately also to enjoy this process. So we started with the products itself. We said, okay, you know what? You take care of this. If you take care of your oral care properly at home, you will reduce the chance of doing anything extensive at the clinic. And that's how we started to see some results. But we knew that this whole sort of process also required you to go to a physical dental clinic to have your checkup done. And that's when we decided in 2021, we're going to open up our first branch.
Wow.
To complete this whole process of home care and also coming into the clinic.
Yeah, I sneaked into your website and YouTube channel. You guys have really, really great content and presence. Now maybe switch gears a little bit and talk about like probably the toughest challenges that you've ever had as an entrepreneur.
Okay, so I think a lot of people will resonate with this, but I think the toughest thing we've dealt with is people. And I think it's normal for everyone to have this problem. When we don't have issues with things that we buy or products as per se that we have to deal with, but I think just managing people. Because everyone has a different background, different education, different thinking, different attitude towards life. Not everyone is as driven as you are. Some people are more driven than you are. Some people understand, like everyone's experience adds up to how they see the world and how they understand things. So what you might understand as a simple thing may be something very difficult for someone else to understand, and vice versa. What they understand might also be something very difficult for you to comprehend.
Okay.
So I think that would be one of the biggest thing.
Okay. So then throughout your whole journey, since you started your career as a dentist and as an entrepreneur, what do you think are the 3 key success factors for building a successful business?
Okay. So one, I think the biggest thing is you have to know your art. If you don't know it deep enough, I think you will not be able to last in the market. So you have to know, really know your art. And that's why till today, for me, education is still very important. I mentioned that I'm doing my master's degree currently right now. That's also because I need to know my art in depth. So, and I'm still going for courses. I'm still learning. Like next year, I'm planning to go to the States to learn about, a specific type of treatment. So that is definitely very, very important. 2, I think, would be consistency, because as hungry as you are to achieve everything in a short period of time, I think you have to really understand that time is also very important. Like what you want to finally achieve, you may not be able to get that since day one. It's, it has to you slowly have to sort of peel off the layers as you go. And then I think everything will fall into place with time. So you need to be consistent. And 3, I think something you shared with me also, you have to be able to, for me personally, is to really know that there's more to know. Like, I think I put a lot of ego aside when it comes to learning everything. I never say, okay, I already know this. So if you have the mindset of, I think growth mindset, I would call it, to understand, okay, teach me more, a student of life. That's what will then allow us to move forward.
I agree completely. And I continues my education all the time. And I think especially when you're in the field of health and wellness, the research coming out, new research coming out all the time, things change all the time, misconceptions being, further explained, etc. all the time. So it's really important. And of course, thank you to NIST. I think NIST really sparked the sense of curiosity and intellectual curiosity in us that we became lifelong learners.
That's very true. I do agree.
So if you were to do everything all over again, would you do anything differently? Or what do you think you did well, and what do you think you would have done differently?
This is something that I think we speak about this all the time. Like, if we were to change anything, or if we had started earlier, or all these if questions that we know that we, like, no matter how much we speak about it, we can't change it. If I were to do things differently, I think, I don't know, what I was and what we knew at that time and what I know now is also very different, just with experience, with learning everything. I think if we were to start this, just maybe a year or 2 years earlier, it may have not even been how it is today. I don't even know, because maybe with my, sort of age, mindset at that, let's say 2 years before we opened up, could have been very different, and it could have led us to a very different path. So as much as we say, okay, I wish I had known this before, learned about people and said, I wish I didn't. We've had quite a few sort of challenges and lessons along the way, I would say. And I think one of the things we would have done differently is to not, I know it sounds very bad, but not to trust anyone too fast. Because with our work, we have to deal with a lot of people. And with work, you have to trust them to be able to do their work completely. And I think we let go of a lot of things too fast. Meaning, okay, we've started, okay, we'll have someone join our team, we'll tell them to do this. We kind of step back and say, okay, you do everything fast. And because of that, we've seen a lot of things unfold in a way that we weren't happy about. I think if you could go back, I mean, we've done that now. Now that with everyone joining, we make sure that we don't let go too fast. yeah, I hope that answers the question. I don't know. Like I don't know what I would do differently, and I don't think anyone if even if I did something differently, it wouldn't let us to what we have today.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. And the other thing I really like about you is I think it seems like you're a very family oriented person. You have a family, you have one child and expecting the second one
Yes.
along the way. So could you let us know how you balance, the pressure and the role as an entrepreneur and as a husband and as a dad as well?
Okay.
Yeah.
So luckily with my work, my wife, we work together. So I think because of that, we see each other pretty much all the time.
Oh,
That's
so
a good
nice.
thing. So, it's not that, okay, I'm not seeing her for like 8 hours or 10 hours and I'm back and I'm tired. I'm like, okay, I want to rest. So during the day we get to meet.
Yeah.
Even though we are doing, like, she might be doing something different, I might be doing something different. It's always, okay, it's lunchtime, let's eat. Or, even during the day, we could just sit and chat.
Yeah.
Okay, mainly about work, of course, but it's good that we're both sort of physically in the same place. But when it comes to like our kid, of course, he's not at the office. So initially he was. When he was newborn, we took our son to the office. He was there pretty much the whole day. But now that he's a bit older, we have to understand that we came to terms with knowing that it's either you spend time at home with the kid or with your kids
Yeah.
and not get anything done at work. And then even though they might be temporarily happy, okay, I'm there, but you're not able to feed and provide for them. It's always that challenge of like, what should we be doing, right? So we thought, okay, there are days that you have to go to work and give up not being with your child, or give up being with your child, sorry. And then there are some days that we then decide, okay, you know what? Today I'm going to be with my child and I'm not going to be doing any work at all.
Okay.
So there are days that
it's like
we're fully at
juggling,
work, and then
yeah.
there are days that I make sure that I'm home with them.
Yeah. It's great to hear because I also just got married and hopefully planning to have a family soon. So it's nice to hear examples of how you guys manage it. I guess the last question would be what do you have wisdom or advice to students, alumni who are aspiring entrepreneurs and may not feel like they're ready yet? What would be your advice to them? To know when they're ready, or would you ever are ready? Or what would be your wisdom?
I've always told, I think, ourselves that there is no right or wrong day. I think what I mentioned before is, what if, like, if you wait to be ready, you will never be ready. Me personally, I don't give any physical advice to anyone, because what might have worked for me might not work for someone else, right? Be it financially, business, anything. If you were like, I think it's just a matter of you knowing your art, and if you know that there's a way to go around with this, then find a way. You might be able to make or earn more doing it as a business, or you might even be able to earn and make more as a freelance, or if you're able to sell with their specific skill or whatever it is, you may even make more by selling it as an IP, for example. So I really don't. Every industry, every position, every career is very different. Just if you're just one degree off, I think you're already gonna you're gonna go different ways. So there is no ready time, I think. Even as a parent, you're gonna be you're planning, right?
Hopefully.
So we always spoke about, okay, let's be ready, then we'll have a kid. And I think you're never ever ready. And like, if you ask us now, we would have said, we always say this, that we wish we had a kid sooner, because even if now that we have a kid, we weren't even ready when we had ours. So I think there's no ready time. It's just, if you know that this is the right time, the market is asking for this, there's a demand for this. You have to find a way, and you just go.
Agree. Thank you so much.
Okay, awesome. So Aim, I'm going to be, thank you for all your questions. I will be asking now. I would love to hear you talk now, okay? So tell us, Aim, about Wellness Club Thailand. What do you do? What are your services, and who are the audience that you're working?
Sure. So I am a functional nutritionist and I'm a founder of the Wellness Club Thailand. We are a bespoke diet and lifestyle transformation service. And we really focus on addressing the root causes of your health challenges. And our approach is one that is very proactive, holistic, that we focus on whole body. Every function, every systems of the bodies are interrelated, and a very personalized approach. So when we work with a client, we usually work as a program, 3-month, 6-month program where we work end to end. From the start, where we do health deep dive, we do a lot of deep dive into your health history, family health history, symptoms, functional assessments. And then we developed personalized blueprint, like a roadmap for your unique individual health that focus on personalized nutrition, lifestyle, and supplements. Yeah.
Okay, so what inspired you to go into? You said you went to Yale. You did your master's in France. What was the inspiration for you to jump into the wellness scope, and what got you there?
So I actually have always been interested in nutrition and biology since I was at NIST. I just love the biology classes here. I think at that time it was Dr. Bartlett, just really, inspired by her class. But I didn't pursue this route until, in my early 20s. So I was kind of like a typical type A person, I wanted to get into like the best college, best job, doing a really kind of fast-paced corporate world. And my health really took a toll. As a woman in my 20s, I had multiple ovarian cysts. I had menstrual irregularity. I had chronic fatigue, weight resistance. I gained like so much weight. And I just stepped back and I was like, this is not the life that I really wanted. So that was the transition. I also had a chance to be part of the management team at the Shivasam International Health Resorts and really see the impact of lifestyle transformation. And that's when I furthered my studies in functional nutritional therapy, gastrointestinal healing, hormonal health, and complex conditions like autoimmune and toxin-related imbalances. And I really applied on myself, doing an in-depth gut healing, gut eradication, deep detoxification, really revamp my own diet, my own lifestyle, and really see a complete transformation. I went to do ultrasound. There were no more ovarian cysts at all, never took any medications, and my period became regular. I had energy. I was, a passionate self again. And that was this like really life-changing experience. And when I started to do it with my loved ones, my clients, I see the real transformation that are really lasting, and just really kind of feel my passion to really help more people.
Okay, fantastic. So, could you tell me more about how you set all this up? So, like when you started the Wellness Club, what did you have to do? Who did you have to talk to? What was the setup phase like?
Yeah, sure. So actually everything started from my passion, and just like you, when you said, education is really important. So I really invested in my education in the past, maybe almost 10 years now. And in the beginning, we are very focused on online. We have channel and platform called Wellness Club Thailand on YouTube, on Facebook. We actually grew from Clubhouse, where we host like really live sessions on lifestyle transformations and nutrition. And that's how we grew like a group of audience that's very health conscious individuals. And then when we start doing more kind of like proper consultations, for me, I structured my business so that I still have the flexibility and the freedom of my life. So it's online, offline. So we do both online consultation and offline consultation. And I do leverage a lot of technologies like third-party apps and tools to really help me kind of scale my impact. But because we work with clients from all ages, my youngest client is like 10 years old and the oldest is over 70. So we try to adapt these tools to different age groups as well. And we do take clients from like different health conditions. So we do work a lot with people with gut health, like chronic constipation, bloating, acid reflux, hormonal imbalance, chronic fatigue, and a lot of autoimmune like Hashimoto's, thyroid issues, because we really see that it's really effective when you do the gut work and the diet and lifestyle transformation on these clients. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned a lot about the, doing the practice side of things. So being an actual functional nutritionist.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about the balance between doing like practicing, like doing the actual hands-on work with your clients and also sort of running the entire business? I'm sure like there's not, one of it is of course, your customer service and actually delivering your service to your clients. But tell me more about how you're also managing, let's say your accounting, the marketing, just the other hats that you have to put on. So can you tell me more about this?
Yeah, I think like our conversation from yesterday, I really, in the beginning, I really struggle, because I am a really passionate practitioner. I really want to really go deep into each case and really develop a really targeted protocol. But then now I have to wear multiple hats, as an entrepreneur. In the beginning, I was also doing, everything, right? Accounting, tech, system, set up, everything. So, for me, because my business is quite lean, I don't have a lot of headcounts, and I leverage more on apps and technologies. So I really have to find the right partners, the outsourced partners that are really the right ones, and also the right tools. And for me, I really need to structure my schedule. Certain days I really, devote to client work, and some days I just, separate for business work. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's talk a bit about marketing. I think when we talk about, selling or finding clients, everyone talks about marketing. So tell me how you do things and how are you getting your clients?
Okay. So in the beginning, we rely a lot on our social media platforms. We used to host weekly live sessions in functional nutrition, lifestyle transformation. We have a kind of podcast style. And while that really create awareness, and it's a new kind of model that we're doing. So, a lot of educating clients, prospects. But I found that eventually what really worked for us is through word of mouth. So the clients who are successful, who really achieve their health transformations, they are the best advocates for us, and they bring more like-minded people. Yeah, for us, we attract people who really want like a root cause centric and lasting health transformation. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. So you you started off with doing online.
Yeah.
And then slowly it's become so good
Word
that
of
it's
mouth.
word of mouth. Okay.
But I also
I
don't.
think that's the dream to have like word of mouth. So you don't have to.
Yeah, now I rely most on word of mouth.
Fantastic. So now that, we talked about you acquiring clients and, having customers come in. Can you tell me like the best, sort of the happiest story you've seen with a customer?
Okay. Yeah. So it's, I think that's one of the most like fulfilling, experience for me is working with clients and seeing their real health transformations translating into like not just lab values but also their symptoms and the energy. One of the clients that maybe I can talk about is an 65-year-old woman who has lifetime of Hashimoto's, so chronic, so autoimmune conditions. So Hashimoto is when your immune attack your own thyroid, and that results in low thyroid hormones. So you tend to have like low energy, chronic constipation, hair loss, and maybe some people have like sleep disturbance. So with this client, when when she first came to me, her thyroid antibodies were like above 1,000, which is like extremely high, right? So we worked together, doing the appropriate deep dive, appropriate assessments, and develop a really targeted roadmap in terms of personalized food, nutrition, lifestyle. But also we did an in-depth gut healing and gut eradication with her and deep detoxification that in 6 months, her thyroid antibodies, came down from over 1,000 to 100 something. Wow. So but more importantly, she felt much better, right? The symptoms and everything. That's just really meaningful for me and really fuel my passion to keep going.
Fantastic. Yeah. So this is a happy case. I would want to hear about like the toughest case you've had to deal with.
Okay.
And if how the client was, the challenges you had with that specific case.
Sure. I think the more challenging cases for us would be when we work with not like, maybe just a unique kind of challenge, right? So when we work with smaller kids, like 10 years old, 12 years old, a lot of time they have a shorter attention span. So we really have to work very closely with the parents, and a lot of time it's the mom. So like some of the cases we have, like, like thyroid issues or kind of focus issues, and we work very closely with the parents to do the right assessments and when we develop the protocol or the blueprint, we have to be really mindful in terms of the practicality. So with the kids, we really focus on resetting and setting the right foundation of nutrition. And a lot of time we see really good impact, right? Because I think I was mentioning this to Minnie before that nutrition is one of the most important life skills anyone can have, right? If you look at the statistics, 74% of deaths in Thailand are driven by chronic diseases like cardiovascular, hypertension, diabetes, cancer. And a lot of these conditions were driven by chronic inflammation from unhealthy diet, modern diet, unhealthy lifestyle, and toxin exposure for decades, right? And that's why we want to set the right foundation from the start. Yeah, with the kids, we really focus on setting the right taste palette so they really love the natural whole foods that are a great source of nutrient dense, and really set their gut microbiome to be, really strong and nice and healthy, which will have impact on different aspects of their health, from brain, from cognition to immune, etc. Yeah, but it's more of a unique challenge with kids, but it's really fulfilling. Yeah.
Wow, very nice. And so, and with this, so it's also the same. It's like you do a customized plan for the kids.
Yes, everyone is
well.
customized. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, you said you just got married.
Yes.
Not too long ago. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell us about. I mean, like, what are the dynamics now? Like, does your husband work with you? Are you doing this solo? How are you balancing this between your internally?
Sure. So in the beginning, my then boyfriend, right? So as it's got married, but then he was really supportive, and because as an entrepreneur, he was helping a lot as well. But he would help me a lot on the operations side of things. The tech side, the finance, accounting. But he also has his job, right? He's in investment. And our style is a little bit different, right? I am quite detail oriented. And he is more, very kind of yeah, a bit different. So we did have, some dynamics. So now I think it's much better that we just separate, just like, I mean, we're together, but like separate in terms of like the business. He do his own thing, I do my own thing, and we do what we do best, to make the impact in our own ways.
Okay. And wait, so when you guys come and sit, do you guys talk about work or like, do you like say, okay, I had this client today, I had this problem, how should I fix this? Or are you like managing everything on your own?
So I like to share because I don't share like client confidentiality, but I'm very passionate about my work. So I love to talk about like health transformation, different cases I see, different complex cases and how we deal with it and the results it turns out. So, but then I also have to kind of be mindful, because not to overwhelm him with a lot of health talks all the time. So yeah, so I guess it's a balance, it's a balance. I do talk about it sometimes, but we also have a mutual like interest together. We love to exercise. We started doing CrossFit.
Yes,
and
I went to see that you went for the High Rocks.
Yeah. So and some other like running and etc. So we do find other intersections of interest where we can spend more time together.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So your day, like, can you run me through your day to day? Like, what do you do, like from morning until evening? Like, do you wake up at a specific time, go for a meeting, do clients, or how flexible and how open is that?
Sure. So in a week, I would have some days doing client work, some days doing business work, and some day doing just research. And a typical day would be waking up around 7. I need my full sleep because I need to live by example too. So I would do morning exercise, either running or now I like to do Pilates or spinning or Ashtanga yoga. And then I would eat and then I would start seeing clients 10 a.m. onwards.
Okay.
Yeah. So for new clients, we take around 1 to 2 hours, depending on the type of sessions. But for regular clients in the program, follow-ups, sometimes only 30 minutes. So it depends. Yeah. But yeah, and that's how it goes. Yeah.
Okay. And what time do you work until? Like, what time do you say, okay, I'm done
Usually
with work?
5. Yeah. But I do make exceptions because some of our clients are like executives or entrepreneurs themselves. So we do have some night slots. Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So do you have any sort of thing any piece of advice, any recommendations you want to give to anyone who is looking to start their journey as becoming an owner?
Sure. So I think everyone has, like you said, everyone has their own like strengths and weaknesses and stories. So it's very different. But for me, what really works is finding a cause or something that you really deeply care about, and let that guide you. For me, it was root cause centric health transformation, and that itself it energizes you every day, right? And even when you see setbacks or challenges, it kept you going. So I feel like finding your true purpose, it might be cliche, but I think it really works. Like if you find your true purpose and focusing on your what you're really good at and structure your business to allow you to be in your genius zone, right? To do what you're really good at and get helps and supports from the right infrastructure and people. And it will really help you to scale your impact. And for me, I also am a big advocate for entrepreneurship because it's something that you can design your life to achieve your purpose. And it's something that you can achieve both freedom and impact in your own way.
That's right. And did you have like a ready date where you were like, okay, you know what? Today is the day I'm going to set up Wellness Club and I'm going to kick things off. Like, was there a specific day that this happened?
Maybe when I left my job. Yeah. But that would be like several years. Yeah. Several years ago when I used to be in corporates. And I felt like I want to have bigger impact, and I want to just focus on doing what matters, what my purpose is. And that's really kind of be the pivot point for me to like my resignation letter and really kind of pursue the entrepreneurial route. But of course, I have to, I'm so grateful that I was able to do that, because if not because of, the supports I have from my then boyfriend, my family, I wouldn't have had a chance to do that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. So I think just to, as a sort of closing, to wrap up, I believe that everyone has their own sort of set journey. And I as cliche as it sounds, I think everyone there's always a God's plan that is there. There's no correct or right timing or perfect timing. And I think when you get something, or when you don't get something, I think for me, I also believe that is always God's plan. So everything will slowly unfold. And I think once you're ready, your art, you are ready to work towards it. You're ready to build. Of course, you need to have some sort of model to back everything up. It's not just, okay, you know what, I have this. Initially, you started with, okay, you know what, I have this product, I have this service, let's go. But slowly, as you do it, you have to come down and structure everything properly to make sure that whatever it is you have will actually be able to scale, to grow, and it should be able to last an autopilot by itself. So I think everyone has their own unique way of doing things. And and I think comparing yourself can also be a good thing sometimes, saying, you know what, but my competitors are doing this, and I should be incorporating this into my work. But sometimes I feel comparing too much can also bring you grief, and make you feel like, okay, why does this person have this? And deep down you feel like, okay, I wish I had this. But I think when you look back and you see what you have created and built so far, you kind of realize that, wow, I'm complaining about things I don't have now, but I never had any of this, a year ago or 2 years ago. So I think it's always good to look back to what you did, so you know what you've achieved, and then you remind yourself of what you're working towards, and you create that path for yourself.
I agree completely. And for me, I think it's great context that we're doing it at NIST, because I am a true believer of identifying your natural strengths. If you can identify your kids or your own natural strengths, really lean on that, right? And like a lot of people have said, what you do, it should be the intersection between your passion, what people value or pay for, and what you're good at, right? So I think the sooner you can find that, and once you find out, you want to double down on it, right? And it could be in different forms. Like not everyone needs to be the entrepreneur, but for us, I think it's one of the tools that you can make impact at scale, and that's where you can have the combination of freedom, passion, and impact as well. Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you for sharing, Im. It was very nice to hear, how you are running and managing everything. Very envious to see you have a nice, well-balanced life of work and, exercise and family. Very, very nice. So thank you for sharing. And I think we'll wrap up our podcast session of the NIST Entrepreneurial, series. So thank you for having us. Also, NIST, it's always good to be back, and awesome, for a great honor to be sharing our journeys.
Likewise. Thank you very much. Very nice to talk.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning into the first NIST Alumni Entrepreneurship Series. Please stay tuned for many more such as this to come by, and we will be inviting many distinguished alumni to speak about their journeys. I hope this was a helpful one. Thank you very much.